For today's class, what you need to know. The first thing, I'm going to introduce myself briefly. I'll not take time, and then I will tell you some points regarding Excel math, and then we'll know the course structure, content structure, assessment overview, and then we will see the lesson today. This will briefly go within 10 minutes, inshallah. It will not be lengthy today. For whoever doesn't know me, my full name is Yusuf Saber, Yusuf Ahmed. Okay, Yusuf Saber, Yusuf Ahmed. I do teach since 10 years. This is the 10th, which is I'm going to start. 9 years have been passed, and this is the 10th. I do teach IGCSE for 7 years, and the next, inshallah, is the 8th. I used to work in Saudi Arabia for 4 years, and 5 years in Egypt before I go to Saudi Arabia. I was teaching in 2 schools before I traveled. I was working in Egypt, and then in Saudi Arabia, I was working at Hassan International School. If anyone of you is in Saudi Arabia, you may know it at Hassan International School. And nowadays, I'm a part-time instructor at 3 schools in Cairo, 2 in Cairo, and 1 is out of Cairo. I just, this lecture system, we go just for the lectures. It's not normal class, it's lecture, 2 hours lecture. I do teach at Delta International College, Excellence International School, Al-Wadi International School. I have my Facebook page, if you know it. There is a YouTube channel, Instagram page, and you know these things. So if you don't know them, I can send inshallah you the links if you want to check the page and see the videos and so on. This is briefly about myself. I do teach both boards, Cambridge and Edexcel. If you get back to the first session, the first slide session, the intro was about 1 hour, so you can know more details about the course and what did I say. Briefly, what you're going to do in the course with me here, inshallah, the point that most guaranteed is every single point in the syllabus will be explained in details. I will not skip anything. I'm not going to tell you this does not come in the exam, so you will not take it. No, I'm going to teach you each and every single point in the syllabus, inshallah, because I don't know what the examiner's mentality or how the examiner thinks about this. Okay. Okay. Yes. So all points, inshallah, will be explained in details. You're gonna practice with me during the class. Okay, we're gonna practice during class. We're gonna do practice from different sources. The main source is Edexcel. Inshallah, you're gonna practice from Edexcel. Okay, with me. But we're gonna take some ideas from different boards so you can know. You're gonna enrich your knowledge. Your knowledge will be enriched. You're gonna know more because math, you know, is unlimited subject. You may have a question or idea from any source. Okay, but mainly we'll focus on the practice from the sources for Edexcel, and then we can add some other sources. For sure, you're gonna have permanent quizzes. The quiz is supposed to be each 2 weeks, but this year I may make it every week or every 10 days. But mainly, according to my plan in the past courses, I was giving the quiz each 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 quizzes per month. So you're gonna have a total of 10 quizzes or maybe 12 at the end. And maybe you're gonna have 5 to 6 mocks. The past course for June 2022, I gave 12 quizzes and 8 mocks. The mock exam is exam that includes plenty of topics, the same as the IGCSE paper, by the way. The quiz is shorter. It's the same as the paper, but it's shorter. It includes few topics. I may make for you a quiz at any session. For example, this is our 5th session of the course. So I came to the course, or I came to the session, then I sent you the PDF. Yalla, go print this out. We're gonna start a quiz before without informing you. So you must be ready. I may give you a quiz at any time, so you must be ready. You have 2 chances, by the way, to be late in submitting the homework. Otherwise, you will be banned from the course. You have 2 times with excuse. You can be absent from the session. If it's a proper excuse, I will accept it. Otherwise, you will be banned. You'll be banned for a period of time till I see. I will decide between me and the parent what's going on, why you are late in submitting, why you are not doing this. If it's a proper reason, it's okay. If it's not a proper reason, you're going to take a break until you understand what the procedure or how the IGCSE goes on. It's not like a game. It's not a picnic, by the way. It's very important planning for yourself and taking the course seriously. Inshallah, if you take it seriously, you will get A star easily, the highest grade, 100%, inshallah. Plus working, and working on yourself, practicing more, and so on. This is regarding the assessment. So you're going to have quizzes and pop quiz and mock exams. It will be maybe 2 weeks or according to each week or 10 days. Continuous follow-up. I will follow up with the parents, or maybe the assistants will follow with the parents. Inshallah, we're going to coordinate between me and the parents and the assistants. And there will be a quiz, report each 2 weeks or each 3 weeks. The report will include what you are doing with me in the class. Are you active or not active? Are you using the cam or not? Are you participating or not? What are the strengths you have? What are the weaknesses you have? Okay, and what you need to do. Plus the homework corrections and the grades of your homework and the quizzes, the grades for the quizzes. Okay, just delay the question, Abdurrahman, for a little bit time. You can type the question in the chat. Okay. This is regarding the follow-up. Yes, you're going to have homework assignments will be uploaded in Google Classroom. So make sure that you know how to use Google Classroom. I think most of you have an experience with Google Classroom. It's not the first time you use it. So I'm going to upload all the homework assignments and quizzes in Google Classroom. Correction will be done and sent. For example, you have 3 days as due date for this homework. After submitting the homework, the assistant will start. So after 2 days, you're going to have, inshallah, the correction and the homework or the mark scheme. Mark scheme will be uploaded, but then the correction will be done to you, and then you will know what are the mistakes inside the paper itself. And you may have comments on these points, why you made it wrong, and so on. According to the quizzes and the mocks, okay, I will tell you this. Yes, all the classes will be live and recorded. Yani, for example, now you were absent for any reason. There is something urgent happened and you need to leave. So the session will be recorded, and then I will upload it to you on a group, the recordings group, so you can get back to any lesson. And inshallah, I'm going to name each recording. For example, this was ratio, this was percentage. So you can get back to this at any time during the course. Okay. According to the Google Classroom, now we're going to start the course, inshallah, on 10th or 15th of September, 10th or 15th maximum. So now you can do what, Mariam? You can check on YouTube how you create a Google Classroom account. And this is very easy. You need to have a Gmail, by the way. Okay, you need to have a Gmail, and then you can create an account easily on the Google Classroom. And then how you know to upload the things there. Type. For the curve, you're going to have exams. You're going to have exams, inshallah, and I will make curve, yeah, Mariam. What's the curve? Curve, for example, now the exam was very hard, for example. And the highest one of you got, for example, 60 out of 100. So what should I do? Shall I send it to the parents as 60 out of 100? Wallahi, this is a big scandal. Cannot be sent like this. So what I will do, I will make a curve. For example, you are 30 in the group. Okay, 5 of you or 4 of you, they got from 69 till 54 out of 100. So these 4 will be the A star. So the lowest mark of the A star is 54. So I will divide this 30 into groups, categories, category star, category 8, and so on. So this is the curve. And this what does happen, by the way, in the IGCSE. What they do, ya Ashraf? Yeah, and now, for example, most of the students, and they got lower grades. So now we took 10% of them, which are the A star students, and then the 8, the 7, and so on, these grades. And I want to tell you something which is very important. I will send you the link. I will send you the link for the Google Classroom. I will create already a WhatsApp group for each group. And for example, now I'm having 25 students in group 1, for example. Okay, group 1. They will have their own WhatsApp group. What Google Classroom will be for the 2 groups together. Okay, Google Classroom will be for all Edexcel students. You're gonna have a group for the recordings, and then I will send you the link and the material at the beginning of the course. So don't worry about this. You're gonna have, inshallah, these all together. What else, yeah, Arwa? Yes, I said we're gonna have the recordings and this, and then I mentioned to you the curve. Type. Let me show you the next point. Yeah, Sarah, what's next? Yes, let's know the syllabus. The ones who attended the last class, I'm gonna say this quickly. What you're gonna have here in the syllabus, or what topics you're gonna study. Here you have for the Edexcel, and here the code, by the way, this is the code you are studying for MA1 higher tier, not foundation. You are taking what? For MA1 higher tier. I said last class, for those who attended the class and they remember, we have paper 1H and paper 2H. For Emirates students and Oman, they take 1HR, variant HR, and 2HR. Okay. All are the same syllabus, but the only difference is the questions are different in these papers. They are not similar because Oman and Emirates, they are 2 hours ahead from Cairo and the rest of the countries on the north. And the countries in the Gulf, there is 1 hour difference. Emirates and Oman, they take the variant HR. Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Jordan, the rest of the Arab countries, they take the 1H and 2H, okay? No problem, it's fine. Type the content quickly. You're gonna study numbers topic. Numbers, as I said, the ratio, proportion, percentages, these things, currency exchange, bounds, and so on. Then you're gonna have algebra and graphs. All what you have taken in algebra will be here, but advanced level, the equations, the inequalities, the proportion, the variation, the graphs, inequalities, everything, but advanced. The question will be advanced. And here you're going to study geometry. The geometry, all the relationship between the angles, Pythagoras theorem, and these parts, symmetry, similarity, congruence, the nets of the shapes, and so on. But the nets will be related to the mensuration. And then you're going to have trigonometry. Trigonometry, sine, cosine, tan. Sine, cosine, tan. I think no one of you didn't study trigonometry before. Sine, cosine, and tan. Yes? It's not the first time. Okay. Tamam, good. The next one is mensuration. What's mensuration? Mensuration, the area, perimeter of 2D shapes, surface area and volume for 3D shapes, and so on. Type. Coordinate geometry. What's the coordinate geometry? Gradient, slope. Okay, gradient, slope, equation of the straight line, finding points on the x-axis, finding points on the y-axis. Here in Edexcel, these are separated. Why these two are separated? Because in Edexcel, the coordinate geometry question is advanced. It has an advanced level. The coordinate geometry question. Okay, it's advanced, by the way. Type. Then what you will learn, you're gonna learn calculus, which is very, very important in Edexcel. This is a very important topic. Functions is it's moderate, it's not that hard, it's not that easy, but sometimes the questions are direct to the functions. Sequences above moderate or above average. So calculus and sequences are very important. They are related to the algebra topics, but I do prefer to teach them separately because these are very important and lengthy topics. And then you're gonna have vectors and transformations. As I told in the main class we have taken before, transformations is including 2 types in Edexcel, not like Cambridge. Here in Edexcel, you have 2 types of transformations. The first type is transformations of 2D shapes, the reflection, translation, enlargement, and these things. And the transformation of graphs. So you have transformations of graphs. and transformation of shapes. Type the one which is next, and the last one is probability and statistics. This is the last one of the content. So it is overall content. And if you want to get more details, you can get back to the first class, which I have taught, and then you can see all details. The last thing for the intro, and then we'll move to today's class. We're gonna know now. The last one is the assessment overview. How you will be assessed at the end. Just let me share the whiteboard. Yes, let me show you how you will be assessed in the final exams. Here, ya Salma. In Edexcel, I just yes, level. What you will have? You're gonna have two exam papers, and they are external. External, it means, ya Mariam, they come from where? From the board itself. Okay, the awarded board itself. Yeah, no one interfere in the exams, and no one knows except the committee they made the exam. So if you are living in any Arab country except Emirates and Oman, you're gonna take 1H and 2H. If you're living in Emirates or Oman, you're gonna take 1HR and 2HR. What's the difference? As I said, the difference only in the questions, not the content. Content is the same, or the syllabus is the same, but the only questions are the same as Cambridge. Cambridge, they have 3 variants, variant 1, 2, and 3. So according to the time zones, they change. Type. Each paper is out of 100 marks. Each paper is out of 100 marks. So for example, if you have done well in the first paper, and la qadar on the second paper you didn't do well, khalas, maybe the total will help you at the end. Or maybe you get above moderate, and then the total helps you. By the way, the results were released, alhamdulillah, yesterday. The results rate, mashallah, was very good. Many students, they got 9 and they got 8. And some average students, they got 7. And I was having students who came only in the revision. Wallah, I do remember. Their level wasn't good at all. Even they were admitting that for math for them is a big problem, and they got 7. From the 7, by the way, is 85 and above, from 80% till 95%. They got 85 and above. And mashallah, some students, they were studying well, they got a 9, which is A star. They got, by the way, some of them, they got 193 out of 200, mashallah, and only 7 marks. They lost 7 marks. If you do your best and study harder, for sure, inshallah, you will get, you will get what you are seeking for, ya Mariam. As I said, out of 100, تمام, we leave the Instagram for some time, we leave the TikTok for some time, and stop wasting our time. Everything will be okay, ya Sarah. Ya Sarah, each paper is out of 100, خلاص? تمام. What's the duration? 2 hours. 2 hours duration. Okay. But number of questions is not always the same, because sometimes some papers are out of 20 questions, some are out of 23. But we don't know exactly how many questions, the number of questions. Here the same, 2 hours and 2 hours. At the end, the total of your grade is out of 200 marks for the 2 papers. What's the advantage you do have in Edexcel? Why Edexcel is distinguished, or more distinguished than Cambridge? Edexcel, they have a very good property, which is even if the exams were harder, they make the level lower, or the curve lower. And for example, now some of the students, or if you're having friends or brothers or sisters in the last session, June 2022, ask any one of them about the first paper. How was it? The first paper, they will tell you first paper was a nightmare. It wasn't that hard. It was above average, but maybe according to the exam atmosphere and these things, Allah, it's very hard. But then you're sweating in the exam, and no AC, just marwaha and this fan above you on this, you get sweating and so on. According to these factors, you may didn't do well. In the second paper, it was very easy. Most of them, they have done well. And then, mashallah, the results were very good. And yesterday, when the curve was released, 142 out of 200 was A star, which is 9. and 117 out of 200 was 8. Can you imagine? Yani, you cannot get 117? You cannot get 117. If you Allah work hard, you get easily on 117. By the way, 9 is A star and 8 is A star as well. Amen. So it needs from you to work harder. For Emirates variant, the curve was as follows. It was 143 for the 9 out of 200, and the 8 was out of 113 out of 200. 113. So imagine now, yeah, Mariam, for example, you got 114. Allahu Akbar. Just one mark made you getting A star. And then you join the college you want. This is the advantage that Edexcel have. Whenever the exams are getting harder, they lower the curve. But it does not mean they will give you a gift. Yani, take ya habibi 10 marks, a gift from us. La, there is no. And this does not exist in Edexcel. But what you need to do is you work harder on yourself and solve, inshallah. Yani many, mashallah, they got yesterday 160 out of something, 170, and so on. Okay, I have a very good advantage. The curve is, but by the way, Abdurrahman, this curve is not always fixed. Huh? It will not be always 142. It depends, Mariam, ala the session itself. If the exam was, whenever the exam is getting harder, curve getting a lower. Whenever it's being moderate, yani like in Jan 2022. Jan 2022, it was moderate, but the number of students who took the exams were few students. The ones who took the exam were few students who took the exam in last Jan. So they were few. But in June, yani, there are many students are taking the exam. So sometimes it's being different. طيب, خلاص, I covered up all the points regarding the intro. Quickly, I took 20 minutes, yeah, Mustafa. I promised 10, but they are 20, that's no problem. We just made a quick refreshment on what did I say on the first class. If any one of you has a question, please just type it here. Say now. Now, for example, this is 2/3. This is a normal fraction. We call it proper fraction, yes? But this is what, Yasama? 5/x. This is called algebraic fraction. Why is it algebraic, Esther? Because it includes what? Unknown. It includes an unknown. So this is called proper fraction or a normal fraction. Because, you know, in the types of fractions, we have proper, improper, and mixed fraction. So this is called proper fraction. And this is called algebraic. Am I recording? Yes, good. It's called algebraic fraction. So what's the difference between them, I teach? Proper fraction or normal fraction would be number over number. Number divided by number. But the algebraic would be variable or unknown divided by a number, or the opposite, or expressions, algebraic expressions divided by each other. So what we will learn today? Today we're going to learn how we simplify or how we add and subtract the algebraic fractions, or how we get a single fraction when we have plenty fractions in the question. This is what I'm going to learn today. And then how do we use them in the equations? It's x, this is x, 5/x, this is x, okay? Type. Let me give you now an example for this. What we'll learn today is, or let me show you more algebraic fractions like these examples here. Examples for the algebraic fractions. 5/x. 3 minus x over 2. 4/8. X minus 5/3 minus 2x. All of these are called what? Algebraic fractions. But we'll not go further to these types. We're going to take, inshallah, today the simple types and how we use them in the linear equation affairs. Do you have any idea about algebraic fractions? It seems you know them, huh? Okay, just type for me. Right, these are examples, some for what? The algebraic fractions. How the question will be, Mariam, in the exam regarding this point? How would it be, Abdurrahman? Let me show you. They write for you, write or express the following. The following as a single fraction. Express the following as a single fraction. And let me show you here what to do. If, for example, I was having this point here, I was having 2/3 added to 1/5. These are two proper fractions. How we're getting this or making this as a one single fraction? What you were doing? Some of you will say, teacher, I will multiply 3 by 5. It will be 15. I'm going to do this, okay? It will be 15. It will be 15. And then I will tell you my own way, which I do like. What you are doing at the school or what you have learned at the school, 3 by 5, then cross multiply, yes? This by this is 10. This by this is 3. Then the final answer is 13 out of 15. This is a proper and correct method, but I don't prefer it or I don't like it. Why you don't like it? I will tell you why. You may forgot. Yes, excellent. Making same denominator and then add. What's the method I do prefer? Go now and check the denominators. Are the denominators different? Yes, they are different. So what do we do, Yasama? I take this denominator, multiply it here up and down. And this denominator, the other one, multiply it here up and down. So let's try this method. Will it give, sorry, I made the 3. Here it's supposed to be 5. So you need to multiply by 5 here and here, up and down. 5 and 5. So again, what do? I take this denominator, multiply it here up and down. And take this denominator, multiply it here up and down. But then what's going to happen? We're going to calculate. So what will be the denominator now for this one? 15, 5 by 3, 15. 5 by 2, 10. And then 1 by 3, 3. 3 by 5, 15. It gives you at the end 13 over 15. But teacher, and I don't like the second method. It's up to you. Choose whatever suits you. Whatever is easier and faster, choose it. Whatever is easier and faster, take it. Type. Let's take one example that includes algebraic fractions, the same as this. If I wrote here, Yasara, for this question here, I'm having 3 over x added to x plus 1 over 4. And I ask you to do what? Express the following as a single fraction. Let me choose. I will choose Mustafa Shukri. Can you raise up your hand, ya Mustafa? Yes, Mustafa. Mustafa, let me ask you a quick question. Are the denominators here like or unlike? Are they similar or different? The denominators.
Different, of course.
Excellent. So what's the first step you will do?
First step, I suggest that you would multiply the upper one, x plus 1, divided by the x under 3.
Okay. So you're going to multiply here by 4 up and down. And
no?
Yes, I hear you. And here you're going to multiply by x. This is what you meant?
Yes, sir. So that we make it similar to each other.
Okay. So now you tell me now what will be the answer for the first fraction? 4 by 3 is 12.
12.
Yes.
It will be x squared plus x.
Okay. Okay, just do the denominator. 4 by x, 4x, 3 by 4 is 12. And then here you need to expand. So it will be
x squared plus x
over 4x, yes? Right. Now, ya Mustafa, you have the denominators are similar. So what do?
We add them to each other.
So you will keep the denominator the same, and then you add the numerators. Do you see in the numerators any like terms, 12x squared and x? Do you have any of these like terms, or they are not alike?
They're not like each other.
Excellent. So you will keep the expression as it is, yes? X squared plus x plus 12.
Yes, sir.
Tamam. Thank you so much, Mustafa. One more time, I will repeat this point. Or just let me take, someone has a question, I think. Sorry. Yes, yes, cross multiply works, it works. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, go ahead, please. Do you have a question or you wanted to answer?
no, I wanted to answer.
تمام خلاص I'm gonna give you already a practice to do now. But let me just recap on this point one more time. If you're having 3 over x added to x plus 1 over 4. First of all, check the fractions. Are the denominators different or similar? They are similar, sorry, they are different. So you take the 4, multiply it here up and down. Take the x, multiply it here up and down. So 4 by 3 is 12. 4 by x is 4x. X by x, x squared. X by 1 is x. X by 4 is 4. Since the denominators are the same, so one of your big problems has been solved. So keep